Hey, back with another D5 tutorial. This time we're looking at lighting, artificial lighting, interior lighting, all things lighting. Let's jump into it. So in D5, we have a light bulb right at the top of the screen. That's where we're going to add our lights. So we're going to look at point lights. Point lights are just like light bulbs. They shine in all directions. A spotlight is more like the light from your phone or a flashlight. Strip lights and rectangular lights are identical. If you want to have rectangular lights, a strip is a thinner rectangle. And a disc light works really well. It's a circular light. It works really well. It works really well to simulate a lamp. So we'll look at all these in depth. Let's start with our point light. So I have some recessed can areas. You can see those as I'm shining it below those. So those are, if you're going to do point lights for a light bulb, this is a good application for it, a recessed can light. And I can, I get the little gizmo. I can adjust where that light is positioned, how high it is. Now, can lights, you want to have, let me zoom in a little bit. Can lights, you want to have them pretty close to the ceiling. Otherwise, they light up too much of the ceiling and you don't see the can. You see how I'm doing that. So I want it pretty much a little bit like that, where I get a little bit of glow around it. Now I can make a copy of this. I can do Control D is the shortcut, but I can also hold my Shift key and drag it, and that will get a copy, and I'm going right into that light there. Now if I want to adjust these at the same time, which is something I do want to do, I'll use my Control key to select both lights. And with both lights selected, then I can go over here. Here's everything lights. I would suggest making a layer for your lights. So I'm going to make a layer here. Call it lights. Keep it really nice and organized. Keep everything that is all lights on the lights layer. Okay, so you see here under light attribute, it's a point light. IES, we'll look at that. You see the intensity, so I can increase or decrease the intensity. It does take a little while to catch up, but you see both of those are being adjusted by this intensity. So you do have to wait a little bit of time for that to update. Attenuation is really how far do you want the light to spread. That's the attenuation. And if you want it really close to the light, you want this small. And if you want it to be further out, like say touching the floor, you'll keep that attenuation a little bit larger. Then there's the light source radius, and that can be turned down or that can be turned up. So I'm really liking D5 lighting controls. They're really set up for success. A lot of rendering tools are not when it comes to lighting, set up for success. Show light shape, that's up to you if you want to actually see the disc or not. And then we have visible and reflection. 1 would be yes. And then we have the color temperature of the light that we can change if we want it a little bit warmer. So that's a point light. Like a light bulb, shines in all directions. Okay, let's put some furniture. It's always good to see the light shining on objects. So let's go to assets, and I'm going to go to models, and I'm going to go to indoor, and I'm going to go to furniture. And there is a group. It's not my favorite set of furniture, but what I like about it is it's a couple chairs. So I think it's under chairs. It's a couple chairs and a little table in between with a little flower on it. So it's a nice little like test piece of furniture that I like to place in. Okay, and you see it's coming in pretty low, so I'm going to have to pick that up. I can rotate that. Okay, so I have this furniture in here. I want those lights that we made. I'm going to raise that up a little bit more. I think when you don't see the wireframe means it's under the object. And so I'm raising it just below the edge of the wireframe. I want it a little bit into the floor. So let's select the 2 lights that we had using the Control key. And let's increase the attenuation radius There we go. So you see that. That's why I like to have some furniture in there, because you can actually see that you're lighting something like the chairs and the floor. I want to light that too. Okay, the thing that we didn't look at is we didn't look at IES. So IES is one way to simulate real world lighting. It adds a little mesh and it kind of scatters the light around. So I'm going to pick this one. IES3 seems to go well with the recessed can, and you probably want to experiment with these. So it looks like it's adding a little bit of intensity, but it is adding more realism to it. So I can always lower that intensity down a little bit, but it just tries to simulate real world lighting a bit more. All right, that's point light. Let's keep going. All right, so the next one on the list was spotlight. So I'm going to bring in another asset to apply a spotlight to. So I'm going to go over to assets, and this time I'm going to go to indoor, and I'm going to go to lamps. Notice I have free first at the top. I'm going to pick this lamp here because I can use it as a spotlight. Okay, this one seems to come in a little bit better. Okay, so let's go to light and let's pick our spotlight, and you see that right away showing up nicely in D5. Now the hard part about this is positioning it to be where the light is. That's the tricky part. Now there is some helpful tools, some view tools that you can look at. If you go to camera here, you can go to, say, like a top view, and then you can set your display to wireframe. And then I'm going to use this focus on tool because I don't see where it is. Okay, there it is. It's way, so I love that focus on tool. Okay, I'm going to go back to the regular mode. Okay, I will say that wasn't easy, but it's just pretty typical. It has nothing to do with D5, but the top view and the front view are helpful to get that light into place, and then the little focus on the selection works really good. But you can see that spotlight there, and I can do things like I can rotate the position of that spotlight. I'm going to move these into the space a little bit more, so let's see if I can get both of them selected. Okay, just so we can see that spotlight. So let's look at the spotlight by itself. It's just going over to the attributes. It's a spotlight. We'll put some IES on it later. We have the IES, or not the IES, but we have the intensity. We have the cone angle. So I want to make the attenuation much smaller. So it's just, so I can just, get that floor to light up there. So the cone angle, the attenuation, as usual, you have the light source radius, and you have the temperature of the light, and visible and reflection. It's interesting. This one is set to 0, but I do see it in the reflection. Okay, let's add an IES. For this one, I like 6. Like, it looks more like a spotlight, and then we get a more realistic looking light. Let's take the intensity down on that a little bit. It just kind of scatters it. It doesn't look so clean, just like light would, filter through particles in the real world. Okay, so that's looking really good. So that's point light, that's spotlight. Let's look at a rectangular light. So I'm just going to go to my lights, and I'm going to choose rectangle light, and I'm going to drop that in. And I'm immediately going to go over here to the size of that light. So I'm going to make it a rectangle. I'm going to make it long so it's the whole. Let me lower that down a little bit. Starting to see that light. Let's get some intensity on it. So there we get some intensity. Let's actually see the light. So I'm going to click on show light source. There we go. So with the rectangular light, if you don't have an object, it's good to just show the light source. Let's turn that attenuation radius down. Let's turn the intensity down. Let's apply an IES and see. I don't know. These don't look great for rectangular lights. Let's try one. Yeah, I'm not loving that. Yeah, because it's not rectangular anymore, so you'd have to find one that works well with a rectangular light. So I'm just going to keep that as none. Let's make it really narrow, like a strip light. So we'll make the size in the Y, I'm guessing. Yeah. So there's a little strip light. Let's move it more against the wall. So it's like a little wall washer. I'll raise that up a little bit. All right, and then there was a disc light. So for the disc light, we need a lamp. So I'm going to go to assets, and here's one here. I need a little table for it too. So let me pick that lamp. And I'll pick it up. And then we'll get a little table for it. We'll go with this one. Okay, so you know, some of the other things we did before could be helpful. Let's see if I can just do it in 3D. That looks about right. Okay, so we're going to do a disc light. So we're going to go under our lights, and we're going to choose disc light. And you see it's a little disc light, and we're going to place it under our lamp. And we're going to go over to intensity, and we're going to lower down the intensity. One thing I didn't mention is that the intensity, you can do it in lumens or candelas. You know, if you have the lumens of an object, you can type that in for real world. I'm typically doing my lighting just by eye. So let's take the attenuation radius down, so it's just kind of focusing on that area. I think you don't want these attenuation areas too wide. It's just unrealistic. Okay, IES. Again, it's just trying some of these out and seeing what you think. I like that one. I think that one's good. Okay, the last one, and I think the most important one, is not an actual light type of light, but it's making an object emissive. And that object, I have this soft curved object here, and I just want to turn that into a light, because these other lights are really good for either light bulbs or like straight lighting or spot lighting, a disc light for a lamp, but nothing for organic lighting. So I'm going to select that object, and it'll just come over, you know, whatever material is applied to it from your rendering software. You're going to find emissive at the very bottom, and I'm going to click emissive on, and then I'm going to crank up the intensity till I see something, and I don't see anything. So I'm going to click on color, because color is black right now, or temperature. So if I do color, I'm just going to make that white, and there, that changes the game. I wish they would set up emissive to be a white color by default, but you see that lighting up. I can also use temperature instead, and I could, you know, maybe make that like a cooler light versus a warmer light. Cast shadow is on. So it's pretty simple. It's just getting the right light. I want to deselect that. So a nice little scene using D5 lighting. Very, very user-friendly in D5. Very happy with the lighting capabilities. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you on the next one.